Chapter 7. Lawyer and Client. Reggie Love was 52 years old and had been a lawyer for only 5 years. The first thing that Mark noticed about her was her hair. It was gray and very short, shorter than his. Her eyes were green, and she wore round black glasses. Her dress was black too. She put out her hand, and Mark shook it. "Would you like something to drink?" she asked him. "No, ma'am." She crossed her legs. "Mark Sway, right? Please don't call me ma'am. I'm old enough to be your grandmother. But you can call me Reggie, okay?" "Okay." "How old are you, Mark? Tell me a little about yourself." "I'm 11. I go to school at Willow Road." "Now, why aren't you in school this morning, Mark?" "It's a long story." "Clint said that you have to meet the FBI at 12 today. Is this true?" "Yes," said Mark. "They want to ask me some questions at the hospital." "The hospital?" She took out a piece of paper and a pen. "It's part of the long story. Can I ask you something, Reggie?" It was strange calling this lady by a man's name. "Sure," she said with a smile. "If I tell you something, will you ever repeat it?" "Of course not." "Never?" "Only if you tell me I can repeat it. Talking with a lawyer is like talking to your doctor. What we say is secret and held in trust. Do you understand?" "What if I tell you something that no one but me knows?" "I can't repeat it." "Something the police really want to know?" "I can't repeat it," she said again. "Any more questions?" "Yes. Where did you get the name Reggie?" "My name used to be Regina. I was married to a doctor. Then all sorts of bad things happened and my husband left me. I changed my name to Reggie and became a lawyer." "My father left my mother." "Oh, I'm sorry." "Don't be sorry. My brother and I were really happy about it. He drank a lot and hit us. He hit Mom, too. Me and Ricky always hated him." "Ricky's your brother?" "Yes, he's the one in hospital." "What's the matter with him?" "It's part of the long story." "Would you like to tell me this story?" Mark was silent. He wasn't ready to talk yet. "Are you afraid, Mark?" "A bit. One person is dead, one is in the hospital. The police and the FBI want to talk to me." "Look, Mark," she said. "First, you have to pay me something, and then I'm your lawyer. I guess you don't have much money, do you?" Mark pulled $1 from his pocket and handed it to her. "This is all I've got." She put the $1 on the desk and said, "Okay, now I'm the lawyer and you're the client. Let's hear the story." Mark took a long breath and looked at the floor. He told her about Ricky, and the cigarettes, and the car, and the man. Reggie asked questions and wrote everything down. Mark told her everything except what Romy had said about the body. An hour after they started, Reggie took a break. Clint brought a newspaper, and she read the story twice. Then she read her notes again. Mark walked around the office as she read. His lawyer looked very worried, and he nearly felt sorry for her. He really liked her. He sat down again. "What are you afraid of, Mark?" she said at last. "Lots of things. I've lied to the police, and I think they know it. My little brother's very sick because of me. I haven't told the truth to his doctor either. I don't know what to do, and that's why I'm here. What should I do?" Reggie said thoughtfully, "Have you told me everything?" "Almost." "Have you lied to me?" "No." "Do you know where the body is?" "I think so. I know what Jerome Clifford told me." "Do you want to tell me where it is?" she asked slowly. "I'm not sure," said Mark. "I'm afraid to tell. I don't want anyone to know that I know about the body. Romy told me his client kills people. He's in the mafia. And if he thinks I know the secret, he'll want to kill me too. But the cops and the FBI want to talk to me. Do you think I should tell them?" Reggie stood and walked slowly to the window. She wasn't sure. Mark was safe now, but would he be safe if he told? "Let's do this, Mark. Don't tell me where the body is. Maybe later, but not now. And let's meet with the FBI and listen to them. You don't have to say a word. I'll do the talking. And after that, we'll decide what to do next." "Sounds good to me." "Okay," said Reggie. "Please call your mother and tell her we're coming." She checked her watch and put more paper in her bag. "I'm ready," she said, but she looked nervous. Chapter 8. The Interview. What Mark saw in the hospital room frightened him at first. Diane was in the bed, holding Ricky and kissing his head. He was moving and making strange noises. His eyes were open, then shut. "It's okay, baby," said Diane again and again. "It's okay. Mommy's here. Mommy's here." Greenway stood close by. A nurse was on the other side of the bed. No one noticed Mark as he came in. Reggie was waiting outside. It was almost 12, and clearly nobody was thinking of the meeting with the FBI. Ricky opened his eyes again and seemed to notice his mother. She kissed him again and smiled through her tears. "He woke up about 2 hours ago," the doctor explained. "But he's not talking yet." Mark was glad about that. He didn't want Ricky to start talking about Clifford. Not yet. "Is he going to be okay?" he asked. "I think so," said the doctor, "but it'll take time. Where's the rest of your family? Your mother needs help." "There's only us," said Mark. "What about the FBI?" "She can't talk to them now," said Greenway. "But they're waiting for you. They said it's serious." "It's okay," said Mark. "I'm ready for them. I've got us a lawyer." "A lawyer?" said Greenway, surprised. How's that? I found her this morning, said Mark proudly. Don't worry. You take care of Ricky and Mom, and me and the lawyer'll take care of the FBI. Reggie found an empty room. They were 10 minutes late for the meeting, but she wanted to do something first. Pull up your shirt, she said quickly. She opened her bag and took out a small black recorder. She checked the recorder and tied it to Mark's waist. Mark pulled down his shirt. Perfect, said Reggie. Let's go down. The meeting was on the second floor, in room 28. Reggie checked the recorder again and turned it on. Now, go, she said. I'll wait out here. Just remember what I told you. Mark took a deep breath and knocked on the door. Come in, someone said. He stepped inside and closed the door. 3 men faced him. They were not smiling. You must be Mark, said one. Where's your mother? Who are you? Said Mark. Truman and McThune introduced themselves. Fultrig stayed silent. Have a seat, Mark, said Truman. Well, Mark, we really wanted to see your mother, too. She's with my brother, said Mark. She can't come today. Maybe this can wait until she can come. No, Mark, we really need to talk now. Let's talk a few minutes, just us and you. Are you nervous? A little, said Mark. What do you want? We want to ask you some questions about yesterday. Do I need a lawyer? The detectives looked at each other in surprise. Of course not. It's just a few questions, that's all. I already talked to a cop, said Mark. Last night. We're not cops, said McThune. We're FBI. That's why I'm nervous. Maybe I do need a lawyer. What for? To protect my rights? The men smiled at each other. You've been watching too much TV, kid, said McThune. You don't need a lawyer. Well, can't we wait until my mother can be here? They smiled again. Not really, Mark. We can wait if we have to. But you're a clever kid, and we're in a hurry. We just have a few questions for you. Okay, said Mark. If I have to. Right. First, was Jerome Clifford already dead when you and Ricky found the car yesterday? Do I have to answer the question? Yes. We need to know the truth, Mark. What happens if I don't answer? Oh, lots of things. We could take you down to our office and ask some really hard questions. Could my mother get into trouble? Maybe. What kind of trouble? Now the men began to look nervous. They knew they shouldn't talk to children without first talking to their parents, but they kept trying. Mark, if a person knows about a crime and doesn't tell the police or the FBI, they might be punished. You know? Go to prison or something like that. So, if I don't answer your questions, me and Mom might go to prison? The men looked at each other again. Why don't you want to answer the question, Mark? Are you hiding something?" "I'm just afraid," said Mark. "I'm just 11 years old, and you're the FBI, and my mom's not here." Truman sat forward and looked serious. "Mark, was Jerome Clifford already dead when you and Ricky found him?" "I need to go to the bathroom," said Mark, and got up. "Okay, Mark. Take 5 minutes. We'll wait." Mark left the room and closed the door behind him. The men waited patiently. They knew Mark would talk, but when the door opened again, it wasn't Mark. They stood up in surprise. "Keep your seats," said the lady who walked in. "Who are you?" one asked rudely. "We're in a meeting." "I'm Reggie Love," she said. "I'm Mark Sway's lawyer." The men looked shocked and sat down again. "Now," said Reggie, "did you try to talk to my client when his mother wasn't with him?" "No," said Truman. "Well, he tells me you did." "He came here alone," said McThune quickly. "We were just having a friendly talk while we waited for her." "Did you tell Mark he should talk to a lawyer?" "We maybe joked about that," said McThune. "Mark didn't ask you if he needed a lawyer?" They shook their heads. "Did you advise him of his rights?" "Well, of course not. He's not a criminal, he's just a kid." Reggie slowly opened her bag and took out the black recorder. "It's all here, boys," she said. "Do you want to hear it? You tried to question him without his mother present. You told him he didn't need a lawyer. You didn't tell him his rights, and you said he might go to prison." The room was silent. "Well, boys, from now on, I want the truth from you," she said. "Now tell me what you want to know from my client." They told her. "I see," said Reggie. "You boys really need the body, don't you? And you think Mark can help. Well, I'll talk to him some more, and I'll meet you in my office around 3. "Thank you, Ms. Love," said McThune politely. "It's Reggie," said Reggie. "Just call me Reggie."